Hello everyone and welcome to the June 2024 edition of Studio B. This program is part of MCTV Summer Video Camp. I'm your host, Trey. In our show, today we will feature segments about the Dow Gardens, Whitman Forest, and the great Dow Memorial Library. We will also talk with the Midland firefighter and the community relations officer from the Midland Police Department. We will start the show with our Studio B reporter, Joey, who is at Dow Gardens to learn about what's happening this summer. Take it away, Joey.
Welcome to Dow Gardens. Let's take a look together. Hey everyone, I'm Joey Finbinger, your guide to all things green and amazing. Today I'm here with holoculturist Christian Zoomer to dive into the magic of Dow Gardens. Let's get started. Christian, thanks for taking the time to show us around today.
No problem, anytime.
So, what exactly is a horticulturist? It sounds super cool.
It's a super cool job with a super complicated definition. Basically, I tell people it's everything that isn't row crops and it isn't turf grass. It's a lot of ornamental stuff. It's berries, it can be trees and plants. Mine is more landscape oriented, that's why I work here, but you can have a wine farm, grow grapes and be a horticulturist. You can be a greenhouse operator and be a horticulturist. It really depends on who you ask.
So it can be many different things.
Many different.
All right. What do you do here at Dow Gardens? I bet it's an awesome job.
It is an awesome job. So my job as a horticulturist is to take care of everything you see. So me in particular, my area is everything up along Eastman and St. Andrews when you first walk in, through the visitor center, and then the first two areas. So your first impression, your last impression, that's on me. And it's everything from mulching and weeding to plant installations, weekly mowings, storm damage repair, anything that can happen on the grounds usually goes through me at some point.
So you just kind of maintain the Dow Gardens?
Yeah.
How long has Dow Gardens been around? It must have a fascinating history.
It does, and that's why we have a full-time person that specifically does history. So the house itself was 1899. That was Herbert Dow's homestead, their family home. 1930s, it was opened up to the public as kind of an informal, formal garden. 1970s was when it really took off as a quote-unquote public garden. That's what people kind of first knew. And then Whitman Forest, I think, was 10 or so years ago they integrated. So long history, but it's been a fun one.
What are your favorite plants in Dow Gardens? Any hidden gems we should look out for?
If you were here about a month ago, I could have showed you my favorite hidden gem. It's a horse chestnut, which I'm sure people are familiar with, but ours has a bright pink flower and it's on top of the hill. So when you get it first thing in the spring, it's really cool to see. There's some real big trees if you're a tree person. The color garden, we're not in the color garden. Color garden's over to my right, but if you want over there, giant oak trees. I can't get my arms around them. So if you like oak trees, that's the place to go. There's a lot of cool stuff. Annuals just went in 2 weeks ago. Different area leaders have different plants they like, so more reason to walk around and see everything you like.
Hopefully we can see one of those flowers today.
Oh, yeah.
What's this year's summer art exhibit all about? I can't wait to check it out.
So this year is Double Trouble for art. If you're from the area, we have the Ribbit exhibit that was last year, I believe in 2017 or 2018. That is 17 different copper frog sculptures. They're all anthropomorphic, so they're all people. I know there's one that's a banjo playing band. There's one to my left over here that's got binoculars looking over the thing. There's 17 total all throughout the gardens. That'll be up through, I want to say, September, October. And then out front, when you first come in the garden, that display is part of a larger display. So it's a giant marble sunflower. It's an abstract sunflower, but it ties in. There's 3 displays in Midland. We have one, the H Hotel has one, and Dow Diamond has one. So Midland has 3, Bay City has 3, Saginaw City has 3, and SVSU has 3. It's a big sculpture thing put on through Marshall Fredericks. It's like a public art thing, encouraging people to get out, see everything. There's little QR codes, you can scan them and learn more. So Double Trouble, if you like art, now's the time to visit.
Just a quick question. All the frogs are here in Dow Gardens, correct?
Yep, between here and Whitman Forest, yep. I don't remember how they split them up, but on both sides there's plenty of frogs, yep.
How much does it cost to come and enjoy Dow Gardens? I'm sure a lot of people would love to visit.
So annual pass, which is unlimited times, is $30. Individual entry, I believe, is $15. So if you're gonna come more than twice, you might as well buy your annual pass. Children are reduced, and I think seniors might be reduced, and then Labor Day, Memorial Day, we have a deal for veterans. If you have a veteran ID, you get in free. So pretty good bang for your buck, if you ask me.
That's really cool. Thanks so much for chatting with us, Christian. I can't wait to take a hike and explore everything Dow Gardens has to offer. Back to you in the studio.
Joining me on the set is Lieutenant Matt Scheiber from the Midland Fire Department. Welcome to the shows.
Thank you very much.
To start, please tell us about the daily routine of a firefighter.
All right, we work 24-hour shifts, right? So we start 7:30 in the morning, and then it goes to 7:30 in the morning tomorrow, in most cases. When we get in there, we really want to work on like the housekeeping first and making sure all of our equipment is ready. So we got to check everything that, all of our apparatus and the equipment on it. So we go through all those checks. And then we're looking at the schedule to find out, do we have pub ed that we have to do that day, some teaching of kids or whatnot, going to schools. We look if we have inspections or maybe, smoke detector installs. So we always have to review back to the daily plan, and then after that, the thing that really interrupts us or the thing that occurs is going on the calls. And we probably get about 16 calls a day in the city. So we're on average right now to do another 6,000 calls a year. So it's pretty hectic. Yeah, it's great to be able to help. So.
And how exactly do you become a firefighter?
You got to make sure that you earn your, high school diploma or GED, and then you can further the education by getting like an associate's degree in fire science, and then after that, you want to work towards getting like an EMT certificate, get some medical, and then you want to go ahead and look for the availability for a fire academy to attend, and there you get like your firefighter 1, 2. Hazmat awareness and ops, and as soon as you have that certificate and stuff and the EMT, then you can start applying for jobs. So it's pretty cool.
And what about volunteer firefighters? Do they have to go through all of that?
Yes, sir. Yep, same thing. You just they go through the same exact training as what I went through. So.
And what sort of services does the fire department provide to the citizens?
We have different teams that are equipped for different situations, like the hazmat team. Any kind of hazmat in the area, they'll mitigate that. You have tech teams, which we got like high angle rescue, and that's where you tripped out. And then you got confined space, trench rescue, water rescue. Now we got drone teams. And that's awesome for finding a little one or somebody that's lost.
Yeah.
They get those drones in there. It's like Terminator
cool.
or something,
Yeah.
But we do that, and then we do a lot of pub ed, and now we're doing like smoke detector installations, and we'll go to businesses and kind of check them out and do inspections. So, yeah.
And what part of firefighting do you like the most?
That's kind of tough. I really I like working as a team. I like having the real-time mitigation of an emergency, and I just, I think one more thing would be just making an impact on the public. When they're calling, they're in need, so being able to help and make a difference, on scene is pretty cool.
Tell us about your coolest call or largest fire.
Okay, I would say the delivery of a baby in a bathtub and cutting the cord was a huge one. And then we also had another one that really stands out is we went to one of the intermediate schools in the area, and the little gentleman had he went in full arrest. And thankfully the teacher was trained in CPR, began the CPR compressions and whatnot, and we got there, and by everyone's help, which involved us too, he was talking and stuff at the end, and we got to meet him and his parents and stuff afterwards. But those are some of the best, and fire-wise, there's been some pretty big ones, but the 1010 East Lawn fire that was right across from Midland High, that was like a high-rise fire, and going up the 7 levels or whatever, it was pretty interesting. It was great to be able to help. So.
And finally, what are some top fire safety tips teens should remember?
All right. I guess the biggest one that I would bring up would be like smoke detectors. If your smoke detectors work, there's such a huge survivability rate, you know, if they're operational. And nowadays you can get detectors that are good for 10 years so people don't have to worry about changing batteries, right? But for children too, I would say, or young adults, right? It'd be like when you're cooking something on a stove would be a big deal. You don't want to leave it unattended. You don't want to be distracted, right? When you're cooking. Use of candles, that doesn't happen much anymore, but keep like a space like a foot away from anything. And then developing an emergency escape plan. Like if you and your little, do you have brothers and sisters?
Yeah.
Well, if you
brothers.
all plan like to get out of the house when you hear the alarm.
Yeah.
And then a place to meet. And then if you can, if your egress, your ways of escape are blocked, make sure you just shut that door to your bedroom or whatever. Put like towels, you know, underneath, and then open the window and yell for help or use a flashlight or.
Yeah, every 6 months, my family goes over fire safety.
Do they? That's pretty good.
All right.
Excellent.
Thank you, Lieutenant Schreiber, for appearing on our show today. Please stay tuned to Studio B. We will be right back after this word about MCTV.
Good job, man. Cool.
Love watching videos or listening to podcasts and have thought about making them yourself? You should check out the MCTV Network. MCTV lets you create unique content that you won't find anywhere else. Once you complete a workshop, you get to access our studio, camcorders, video editors, and podcast studio to make your dream show about anything you want. No idea is too big or too small for MCTV. Download the free MCTV Community Voices app on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire, or your phone to watch all the cool content you create. Ready to sign up for our next workshop? Call us at 989-837-3474. We can't wait to help you share your story.
Welcome back. Let's go to Studio B reporter Ben, who is going to help us learn about the canopy walk and more at Whiting Forest.
Hey everyone, I'm Ben, your insider for all the coolest outdoor spots. Today, I'm with Maddie Snyder to talk about the Whiting Forest and its amazing canopy walk. Let's dive in. Hey Maddie, thanks for hanging out with us today. So Maddie, what is your role at Dow Gardens? It must be pretty cool working here.
I am this year's Events and Programming Seasonal. This is actually my third summer here at Dow Gardens, and what I do is I teach one of our Growing Gardener classes, as well as lead our Storytime event and help out in other events where I'm needed.
Okay, when did Whiting Forest join Dow Gardens and who originally lived here? I'm very curious about the backstory.
So Whiting Forest was originally part of Herbert H. Dow's property. Herbert H. Dow owned all of the Dow Gardens that we see today. It was actually originally 600 acres. And this portion of the property was bought in 1905. So after he passed away, he passed that land on to his son Willard, and then Willard passed that land on to Mac Whiting and his wife Helen, which was actually the granddaughter of Herbert Dow. So Helen and Mac Whiting lived here, and then in 2004, that property was open to the public, and later in 2018, it was reopened with our canopy walk.
Nice, okay. What are some must-see spots in Whiting Forest? Any secret places we need to know about?
There are actually quite a few places in Whiting Forest that are really awesome besides our incredible canopy walk. We have a cafe with a lot of fun drinks and sandwiches, and we also have a really cool playground that a lot of kids love the water features over there. If you go back into the woods a little bit, we have some pretty cool walking trails as well, and so there's a lot to see over here.
Okay, I've got to know about those bright orange poles on the canopy walk. What's their deal?
So Herbert Dow, when he was creating the gardens, he really wanted to create a place for outdoor play. And so we kind of wanted to keep that same idea over here at Whiting Forest. And so the architect, while he was designing the canopy walk, he wanted to put these orange poles in places that he thought were exciting or significant. And so you'll even see them as you first enter into the canopy walk.
And what can you see from the highest point of the canopy walk? Bet the view's amazing.
The view is incredible. The highest point of our canopy walk is Orchard Arm, and Orchard Arm is about 40 feet off the ground. From there you can see our apple orchards, which have about 244 trees and 94 different cultivars of apples. And then on the other side of the orchard arm, you can also see our wildflower meadow, which has about 40 varieties of wildflowers.
Thanks so much for the tour, Maddie. I can't wait to check out more of Whiting Forest. Now let's go back to the studio.
Thanks, Ben. That was great. Coming up is a Studio B first. Chloe will be sitting down to create a podcast with a member of the Midland Police Department. But now, let's listen to Hank with a message about the Grace A. Dow Library. It's all yours,
Hey
Hank.
everyone, ever wondered where to find the coolest hangout spot for you and your friends? Or where to score some awesome freebies? Well, I've got the answers.
Where can I chill and study with my friends? Where can I snag free audiobooks on my tablet or phone? Need a place to do school research without a computer at home? Planning a game night and need free board games? Want to learn Chinese with a CD? Movie night? Where can I get DVDs or stream for free? Looking for a makerspace with a Glowforge and cool arts and crafts? The answer to all of these questions is the Grace A. Dow Memorial Library. Open Monday to Thursday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Located at the corner of Eastman and West St. Andrew Roads in Midland. Call them or check out their website below.
The Grace A. Dow Memorial Library is your ultimate spot for everything fun and educational.
Welcome back to the Studio B podcast. Today we are going to learn about the Midland Police Department and the life of a police officer. Joining me is Officer Nathan Newman. Officer Newman is a community relations officer for the Midland Police Department. Welcome to our podcast. Our first question is, what is a community relations officer?
Community relations officer is just like every other police officer. It's myself and Brennan Warren in the office. And essentially, aside from going call to call or dealing with the citizens out in public, what we do is we deal with organized events. We work with Bridge the Gap, the ARC, National Night Out's a big one, organizing the LPGA tour when they come in here in a week. We work with them, and also we're able to do a lot of these summer camps and be on your podcast.
Next question. What training is needed to become a police officer?
So normal training, no felony convictions. You can have a high school diploma if you get certified by a department before going to an academy, but typically it's at least an associate's to a bachelor's degree, at which point then you can apply to go to a police academy. If you're accepted, it's a 17 to 20 week course, which is Monday through Friday for that full 17 to 20 weeks. In the morning it's PT, fitness tests, and pretty much from your early mornings to your evenings, about 5 p.m., 6 p.m., you're learning criminal law, defensive tactics, firearms, first aid, traffic stops, motor vehicle code, you name it, we got to learn it. And at the end of your academy, you take an MCOLS licensing exam. Upon passing that, then you can be hired by a police department and they can activate your license.
Okay, next question. For someone that wants to become a police officer, what are the best traits for them to have?
The top 3 traits that I would say is empathetic. You need to have empathy in this job. Honest. Honesty will take you a long way. And then patience. Biggest thing is patience. In this job, if you can have empathy and patience and be honest, you can talk to anybody and you can deal with just about every situation. That'll make you a very good police officer.
Okay, tell us about the youth safety programs run by the Midland Police Department.
So we have several that we work with. Our school resource officers, they run the DARE program in all of our schools for our young children in the elementary schools and work all their way up through the high school. Our SROs are always teaching drug knowledge, preference, and trying to just keep kids informed throughout their school in young, vulnerable years to know what's out there. We also have like the MILEA. It's a youth law enforcement academy, which the community children can join. They can sign up, and then essentially they can go through their own little police academy run by our school resource officers during the summertime. And we have bike and helmet giveaways. And I think there's a couple other, like we'll do presentations and whatnot with youth as well for safety tips.
So speaking of safety tips, what are some of your best safety tips for teens?
Easy one is listen to mom and dad or mom or whoever's in your household and whoever your guardian may be. A lot of the times they've done it and seen it and they've learned it. And that's why they're telling you not to do something. And maybe listening to mom and dad will keep you from having to meet a law enforcement officer on a bad terms or where they have to come there and deal with any situation. And obviously stay away from dangerous drugs. If you don't know what it is, don't touch it, especially with firearms. And if it's not yours and you're not trained on how to use that.
Those are some good tips. Okay, last question. What's your favorite part of the day?
My favorite part of the day, and I'll just do in a general police speaking, was why I wanted to be a police officer. Everybody wants to help people if you're a good moral individual and you like to help people, but being able to come to work and go to numerous different calls, you never know what you're going to get sent to, you never know what you're going to see. It's just a ever-evolving job where you can learn a lot pretty much every single day.
Okay, thank you very much, Officer Newman, for being on our podcast today. Well, listeners, that wraps up this segment of the Studio B podcast. Now we go to Studio B reporter Whitman, who is going to take us on a tour of the Grace A. Dow Memorial Library.
Hey everyone, I'm Whitman Newland, and today I'm here with Madison Roberts, the super cool youth services librarian at the Grace A. Dow Memorial Library. We're about to take a tour and see all the awesome stuff you can do here. Thanks for hanging out with us, Madison.
Yeah.
So let's start on this amazing lobby.
Yeah, so in the lobby, you can check out books here with the help of a library assistant. You can return books here, and you can also return other materials. We do have the outdoor book drop, but the indoor book drop is nice for those bigger materials like the discovery kits, the literacy kits, and then things like the Library Things Plus. We also have the self-checkout machines here as well, so if it's something that you'd rather just take care of with yourself, or if you have young kids with you or something like that, sometimes it's easiest just to use the self-checkout.
Madison, tell us what we can do on the main floor of the library. There's so much going on here.
Yeah, there is. So first up, we have the reference desk where you can check in with a librarian and they can help you with any readers advisory questions, like if you're looking for what to read next, or if you have questions about like a specific topic, like maybe you want like medical books or craft books or whatever your topic is. We have the nonfiction section and the adult biographies, and then we also have the adult fiction. We have Book Express, which is where you can't place a hold on it and you can check it out for 1 week. So it's kind of like a surprise. Like if you walk in, there might be like the most popular book of the year might be just sitting there waiting for you. We also have the Friends of the Library ongoing book sale. So we do the twice a year book sale with the tons and tons of items, but we have a smaller selection happening all the time. So if you want a book to take home and keep, you can purchase one there.
What's Library of Things? Sounds intriguing.
Yeah, so we have 2 levels. We have the regular Library of Things, which includes the more basic items like puzzles, board games, craft kits, things like that. And then we have the Library of Things Plus, which includes the more expensive and fancier items. With those, we have like a metal detector, a sewing machine, a telescope, binoculars, all kinds of fun things. You do have to be 18 though, and you have to sign a contract saying that you know basically what you're getting into and the large expense of the item, because if you damage it or you don't bring it back, you're responsible.
My brother's really into metal detectors, so maybe I can get my mom here so we can check one out.
Yeah, if you come in with your parents can check it out for them.
Sweet. The teen spot looks like an awesome place to hang out. Why don't you tell us more about it?
Yeah, so in here we have all the teen and young adult materials. We have fiction, nonfiction, we have graphic novels, we have books on CD, all kinds of things like that. We also have these cool booths and tables to sit at. A lot of times we have games out, and then this summer we actually have an event happening every single Monday night in the teen room. You know, if you're in middle school or high school and you want to come to the library this summer, Monday nights in the teen room.
All right, awesome. I'll definitely have to come here with my friends. Whoa, look at this space. Why do you have this cool play equipment here?
Yeah, so this is for some of our younger patrons who come here to play. Play is actually one of the 5 principles of early literacy. So when kids play, they learn new vocabulary, they work on their fine motor skills and other things that they need before they get ready to read.
Looks like there's a bunch of cool activities to do in the lab. What can we do here?
Yeah, so this is one of the coolest spots in the library. We have all kinds of cool things like 3D printers. We've got a couple of those. We actually have a giant laser cutter. It's called a Glow Forge, and you can cut wood or certain metals, acrylic, things like that. We've got the sublimation materials to make t-shirts and mugs and those kind of things that you would normally order from like Shutterfly. You can make them right here. We've got the sewing machine, the embroidery machine. We've got the Cricut. You can make like cards and stickers and cool things like that. There's really no limit. And then we have these cool like DIY kits where you can come in and pick these up and do these anytime the mid-lab's open, even if there's not a staff member in here. So the staff members are a little bit limiting because you can only use the heated materials as long as there's a staff member in here, just so that we're not causing any fires or anything dangerous like that. And the other thing is you do have to be at least over the age of 12 in order to come in here.
Awesome, yeah, I've always wanted to 3D print stuff, but never a printer at home, so this would be a great spot to do it. This looks like a great place for younger ages to learn. What kind of learning activities are there in this area?
Yeah, so we have things like puzzles and games and other things for them to play with. We also have a play pretend area with the kitchen and other things. And that's another one of those skills that's really important for kids to master before they get ready to read.
Yeah, I do remember doing role play as a kid, so I remember that being important.
Cool.
Oh, shucks. Well, the tween zone's already been a blast, but what makes the space so special?
Yeah, so this is an area where older kids can come to hang out. We have posters hanging up for activities and things we have going on that might interest them. We have a display of chapter books, middle grade chapter books, and then we have games and things for them to play.
Sounds really cool. Wow, the Grace A. Dow Memorial Library really has everything. Thanks for the awesome tour.
Yeah, thanks for showcasing everything.
You're welcome. Now let's head back to the studio for more Studio B.
Thanks, Whit. Now here's Bethany with a look at what's coming up at the library and MCTV. The floor is yours.
Hi, I'm Bethany Reeder with the Studio B. Here's what's happening in Midland this summer. For more info, check out City of Midland's website, Facebook, or printed calendar. MCTV is hosting a sports broadcasting camp from July 22nd to July 25th. You can learn live sports broadcasting, tour Dow Diamond, and 100.9 FM The Mitt. Meet on-air talent and to create a live broadcasting of the Great Lakes Loons game, call MCTV to join. Get a teen lit crate at the library all summer long. Sign up for a box of books and treats. Return the books, keep the goodies. Registration is required. New crates come out weekly. Join the summer reading program at the library. Read to win prizes and gift cards. Visit gadml.org for details. Celebrate Independence Day in downtown Midland with a free concert at 8 p.m. on Dow Diamond's lawn, followed by fireworks at dusk. The City of Midland asks everyone to keep personal fireworks at home. Touch a Truck is July 24th from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. in the library parking lot. Kids can explore city trucks, police vehicles, fire trucks, and more. Enjoy free concerts at Tunes by the Tridge every Thursday evening from 7 to 9 p.m. Different music types are featured all summer long. Become a community media influencer at MCTV. Join our Media Creator Workshop to learn video and podcast skills. It's for residents over age 12. Visit cityofmidlandmi.gov/MCTV for dates and times. Check out the Summer Monday movies at the library. Every Monday, there's a free family movie at 2 p.m. Adult supervision is required. There is so much happening in Midland this summer. For more info, visit cityofmidlandmi.gov. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, Bethany. Well, that wraps up another edition of Studio B. We would like to thank our guest, Lieutenant Matt Scheiber, Community Relations Officer Nathan Newman, Madison Roberts from the library, and Maddie Snyder and Christian Summer from the Dow Gardens for appearing on our show. We would also like to thank the staff and volunteers of MCTV for making this camp possible. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time on Studio B. Deuces.